All right, so first few questions here looking at the Chapter 7 review are looking at which shapes qualify for their different properties. First one is the diagonals are congruent. Diagonals are congruent in a rectangle, so then a square, and then an isosceles trapezoid. Diagonals are perpendicular in a kite, which means also a rhombus, and a square. All angles are congruent, meaning they're all right angles in a rectangle, and then also a square. Diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other, first in a rhombus, which means it's also true in a square. Diagonals bisect each other first in a parallelogram. So then the other parallelograms would be a rhombus and a rectangle and a square. One pair of opposite sides are congruent and the other sides are parallel is an isosceles trapezoid. And the last property, a diagonal bisects opposite angles in a rhombus, which means also a square. Number 8, we are looking at a rhombus. We need to fill in all of the missing pieces here. First off, let's start with the fact that WX equals 4. That means that all sides equal 4, because a rhombus has all sides equal. Also looking at then the angle is 60 degrees. That means angle 2 is also 60 degrees because a diagonal bisects the opposite angles, which means the opposite angles are going to be the same. So they are also broken up into 60 and 60. The diagonals are perpendicular, which means all of these angles here where the diagonals meet are 90. We can then find angles 3 and 4. If we were even to break this up and look at it as a triangle. I have here a 90-degree angle, a 60-degree angle, which means angle 3 has to be 30 degrees, which means so does angle 4, which means the angles on the other side are also 30 degrees. Next, looking at the fact that WO equals 2, because the diagonals bisect each other, that means OY is also 2. And then because the other diagonal is 7, it splits up into 3.5 and 3.5. Number 9, we are looking at an isosceles trapezoid. The two givens here on the right saying SQ is 27 and RP is 6x plus 3. Diagonals are congruent, so we will set these equal to each other. And I get x equals 4, which means I can plug in 4. So on the left here with its 4x minus y, that's actually 16 minus y then. And on the top it's 20 plus 2y. I also have congruent tick marks here on the left and the right sides because it's an isosceles trapezoid, so I can set 16 minus y equal to 16, which means y equals 0. So then I get that 16 are on the left and the right sides, 12 is on the bottom, and when I plug in y up top, I get 20. So I can find out that my perimeter is 64. Sum of the exterior angles in a 91-gon. The sum of the exterior angles in any polygon is always 360 degrees. The number of sides in a regular polygon when each exterior angle is 9 degrees. We do 360 degrees divided by each exterior angle to get the number of sides. So 360 divided by 9 gives me 40 sides. The measure of each interior angle of a regular pentagon, we're going to do 180 minus 360 over the number of sides. So in this case, it's 180 minus 360 over 15. So I get 180 minus 24, which is 156 degrees. The sum of the interior angles in an 18 gon, I'm going to do 180 times n minus 2, so it's 180 times 18 minus 2. So I do 16 times 180, I get 2,880 degrees.